What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Clint's Hot Props UFC Paris edition. This show is powered and brought to you by CloudBet. Make sure you are signing up at cloudbet.com. Promo code DieHardMMA. Use the link in the description below. And hey, they are giving away a free trip to the PFL. No, I'm not kidding. Make sure you check out my Monday show where I break the whole thing down. Use promo code Hughes. Every $10 you bet is going to get you an entry. Someone is going to Abu Dhabi. Is it Abu Dhabi? Where are they holding the next PFL? I think it's Abu Dhabi. But they're giving away a free trip, front row seats, swag bag, everything. So make sure you guys check that out. On this show, we're going to run through this entire card. We're going to talk about some of my favorite options for prop bets. All right, the first fight of the night has one of the props I like on it, and that's my girl Sam Hughes via decision. Now, unfortunately, they know the deal, right? They absolutely know that Sam is not usually a finisher unless her opponent have completely cardio gassed out. They know that Shauna Bannon is pretty tough, so even if she does lose, she's usually not getting finished. Sam Hughes by decision is right around the minus 160 ballpark is kind of what we're looking at here, and frankly, I still think that's okay. Sam Hughes on the money line is getting a little out of control. She's in that 3-1 range, and frankly, it's the first time, you guys, that Sam has ever been a favorite in her UFC run. I talked about this on the Monday show. They will rob her if they can. They do not want to see my girl Sam succeed. We love betting Sam Hughes at plus money, laying chalk on her, especially this level of chalk, even against someone who I think is pretty fraudulent. It's just not a great method. So minus 160 for a decision prop, which is more than likely the way she gets this thing done. Yeah, okay, I'll nibble. I'll take a look at that. Sam Hughes round 3 would be the way you could look at it to find some extra value, to find some extra pump there. And that's going to be 14-1 using CloudBet. So if you want to hedge your decision prop with a round 3 sprinkle, that might be a good two-pronged way to go ahead and attack this thing. The next prop I want to talk to you about is one that's a little bit crazy. I know people think I'm nuts for this one, but Brad Tavares by knockout. It's plus 401 using CloudBet, so you're getting better than 4-1 on your money. I feel like it should still be a larger number than that. Brad doesn't really finish anybody, but the books are on to this one, okay? This guy, Robert Burchak, really just does not belong in the UFC. Robert Burchak's round 1 KO prop, that is essentially his money line. They're giving you 8-1 on that, plus 817 it looks like over on CloudBet for the Robert Burchak round 1, and that's the only way he wins this fight. I think Robert is going to completely crumble under Brad Tavares' pace and pressure, and when he gets tired, he's going to be looking for a way out, and it's going to just be on a platter. Brad, all you got to do is go out there and take it. I'm seeing round 2, round 3 KO. I think that's the way to go here in this spot, and I'll plant my flag and be bold here and say the guy that never knocks anybody out is going to get one here on Saturday. The next prop I want to take a look at with you guys here is my boy Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson by knockout is plus 525. Now, Sam is a guy who we've grown to appreciate his BJJ black belt. We've grown to appreciate his submission abilities. However, he is taking on another really lanky fighter in Trey Waters, a guy who's got some really good takedown defense. I really think Sam Patterson is going to have to make this one ugly. If he's fighting at range, it's going to be a low volume fight where frankly he's in danger because Trey Waters has good counters, and even though he's a little bit low volume, he does know how to control that space, and he does hit relatively hard for his size. However, if you crash that pocket, if you get in close, we've seen Trey Waters doesn't really appreciate that. He has good takedown defense, he has good balance, but I think the knees and the elbows, I think the clinch is going to be what makes the difference here for Sam Patterson, and we have seen more than one grappler fall in love with their hands in the UFC before, and I think that's happening with Sammy Boy here. He hits really hard, and he seems to be enjoying the way he feels at 170 pounds, so I will lean on him to go ahead and get yet another knockout victory here, even though you would think we probably want to look the subway. I think just because of the opponent that he's fighting, granted that neck is hanging out there, I'll give you that. The long, skinny neck of Trey Waters is going to be very, very enticing, but inside the distance, guys, if we can get even money or a little bit of plus money on inside the distance, maybe you look that way instead. But I'm predicting the knockout here in this one. I like lots of KOs this week. I'll be honest with you here. Speaking of, the next one is going to be Ante Delia by KO. plus 215. Now, again, not a super sexy price tag. However, we have essentially a coin flip fight. This is an even money fight. So getting better than 2-1 on a prop, we're okay, right? And you've got a guy like Ante who's got big time power in his hands. He wins almost all of his fights by knockout. Marcin Tybura, it's been a while since we've seen the guy get knocked out, but I talk all the time about the reactions. He does not like getting hit. Even in his wins recently, we've seen it. When his opponents have just any little bit of success, he does not react well whatsoever. He does what he needs to do. He gets on top. He makes you tired. He grinds you out. So he does find his way to a win. But in those moments, you can see he still just doesn't like taking those shots. Ante's a big guy with big hands who has very good boxing and lots of power. So I fully expect when this guy touches Marcin, he's going to be looking for a way to avoid those shots. And I just don't think he's going to be able to. So Ante Delia by knockout plus 215. Next fight. I am rapid firing here, people. I love these props on this card. Umar C. Now this time we're going to go the sub route, all right? It's plus 188, so it's a bad number. You'd hope you would get more than that, but it's a 5-1 favorite. This guy is a massive favorite in this spot. He's taking on an absolute can. He's taking on a man that the UFC has zero desire to keep around, and he's just being handed a highlight victory on a silver platter. This guy loves out-grappling people. He loves getting on top of people and making them carry his weight. He's always hunting necks. He's always taking the back. I really feel like Umar C is going to finally show out here in this spot against Brinson Ribeiro. Now, maybe he looks for the ground and pound TKO. That's always a threat. So again, potentially look inside the distance, but he prefers the sub. This man is always hunting for the submissions when he has the opportunity to, and I think he finds his way to one here on Saturday. So plus 188, I will take it. I like Umar C by submission. Now, it wouldn't be a Clint hot prop show if we weren't looking at round 3 sprinkles. I know we talked about it with Sam, but this is the one I really kind of believe in here. Rhys McKee, round 3, is plus 1460. We're looking at dang near 15-1 on Rhys McKee to land a round 3 finish. He's taking on a UFC debutant, a guy who's coming in on short notice, a man who's moving up a weight class. Now, I know it's dangerous to trust a guy like Rhys McKee. He's 1-4 in his 5-fight UFC run. Both of them, right? Combined. It's not a great look. However, we've seen him be in there with some really tough people, and he is incredibly hard to put away, and we know he gets stronger the deeper the fight goes. His opponent being a naturally smaller human being and a guy who probably isn't quite as prepared as he is for this fight, you would think that the cardio is going to benefit Rhys McKee. You would think that the pace is going to benefit Rhys McKee. Full camp Rhys McKee, he's going to be more ready for this fight, right? So I expect him to do what he does, crank it up, and find his way to a late finish in this fight when his opponent just kind of can't keep it together anymore and wilts under that pressure. Sorry, Axel. I'm excited about you here in the UFC. I think you'll do fine down a weight class, but on Saturday, I think Rhys McKee gets a big win, and I think he does it inside the distance at the bell. Co-main event, you guys. We got Benoit Saint-Denis and Mauricio Ruffi. Ruffi. I can't say it. I don't know. What is the matter with me? Somebody tell me how to say this guy's name. Benoit Saint-Denis by submission. We are looking at plus 664, baby. Over 6-1 on a Benoit Saint-Denis sub prop. That's delicious. Thank you. I absolutely want this one, you guys. Benoit Saint-Denis is my dog of the week. I think he's going to make Mauricio scramble in there. I think he's going to wear him down. I think he's going to walk him against the cage. He's going to make him tired. He's going to drag him to the floor. And again, you always have to worry about the ground and pound TKO. You always have to worry about one of these guys looking for elbows, right? But we know Benoit Saint-Denis and the squeeze that guy's got on him. He loves to make people's heads pop. He's always looking for the sub. So I think this guy we can count on going for that submission, and I think that's what we'll do. Plus 664. Benoit Saint-Denis by submission. And then finally, your main event of the evening. I've had some real fun calls on this show, you guys. This one's gonna be real boring. I like Caio Borralho by decision. Plus 167. So we've got a fight that's close to a pick'em line. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's probably better to go ahead and play the money line in this kind of a case. You're getting very close to even money, minus 130 or something like that on Caio. So the plus 167 isn't all too enticing for me. When you got to cover a 5-round fight, you might as well just take the money line. That way, if he does find his way to a ground and pound victory or a submission finish, you're covered forward in that case. But if I gotta make a pick for the prop show, if I gotta make a prediction for the fight, I think it's Caio. I think it's Caio by decision, and plus money is definitely the way that we're looking. That's Clint's Hot Props, everybody. Powered and brought to you by cloudbet.com. Make sure you hit the link in the description below. Promo code DieHardMMA to get that $2,500 welcome bonus at cloudbet.com. Thank you very much for supporting and watching. Hit the like and subscribe button on your way out the door, and we'll see you tomorrow for the undefeated post-weigh-in show. Let's roll.